Okay, folks, good morning and welcome to Swing Trading Today. This is Bob Desmond, and it is 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the 21st of July. So, last night after hours, IBM reported earnings, and the shares shot up. I have been coached by a couple of buddies of mine that the numbers were not good, and yet this morning the shares are still up. I think right now the headlines are everything, and the price action is essential to keep the sentiment of the market being what it is, and that is bullish. Now, this morning and today we have a bunch of earnings coming out. Not the biggest day of the week, but we have some drug companies. Novartis, that's an ADR in the pre-market. I think they're a Swiss company. Coca-Cola pre-market, Texan after hours, Philip Morris, not the player it used to be, Lockheed Martin pre-market, a transport, it's Canadian transport after hours. The transports did really, really well last week, led by none other than the railroads. UAL, United Airlines after hours. So, a busy day, not a huge day. Again, Thursday, big, big day. And that's when we get the Pimp Mac Daddies. Intel, who else is reporting? AMR, more airlines. A ton of names coming out. Glop from my buddy Pat. He trades this all the time. And on Wednesday, this is really the big day, I should say. Wednesday, Microsoft, Tesla. So a huge week here for earnings. ANY Jets. Uh, it's been difficult to sleep with silver popping. Uh, there will be, I'm confident in saying that. Is it going to be today? Not sure. It's so strong. I think the street is finally waking up to the metals. Finally, nothing big on the news front this morning. All right, let's go to the futures. All right, IBM after hours, very strong price action. It closed at 126. It was as high as 135.23. So a sizable move. Taking a look at pre-market activity, I want to begin with the dollar. The dollar attempting to consolidate here, bouncing off of its lows, very weak. Possible higher lows. This is a 4-hour chart. These will all be 4-hour charts. Will we see a breakout? The problem is we did see a breakout yesterday and it failed on RSI. And in fact, we saw it on price overnight. So the dollar quite weak. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is moving today, finally. Jedi, good morning. XLK, I haven't looked at it this morning. I will, but it looks like it's going up higher as of yesterday's close. Yeah, the volume hasn't been great. So Bitcoin moving here, I think we'll probably retest 9,300. You can see we're coming off the highs a bit. I like 9,300 on Bitcoin. I want to take a quick peek at the weekly chart. We're struggling to recapture prior support, now resistance. All right, so no rush here. But Bitcoin is looking interesting. We've seen a very long consolidation. In fact, we have on a weekly basis a big cup with handle formation. Here's your cup, downward sloping handle. Your pivot point, should we break out and above 10,005, what's the high here? 10,565. We're going a lot higher. So Bitcoin, very interesting this morning. The S&P 500, we are up spot 69%. Getting a little bit overbought here on RSI, but it could still move higher. The Russell 2000 up 1 spot 3% this morning. It has broken out. We were talking about this yesterday, that we expected a breakout in the small caps. We got the breakout. Let's take a quick peek at a weekly chart here. Yeah, what's not to like? Cup, handle formation. New weekly high. Small caps looking very, very good. And honestly, in this market cycle, for the small caps to be running, you know, don't get me wrong, folks. I'm talking all sorts of bullish right now, only because the Federal Reserve has this market's back. I mean, you know, this is so unnatural. It's ridiculous. But what are you going to do? You're going to ignore it and let money gravitate away from you? You can't. You got to be a part of it. And good luck fighting this market right now. The NASDAQ 100, which again is on a gosh darn tear this week, up 0.84%, 92 points this morning. A very powerful move this week. And we are very close to taking out all-time highs put in on July the 13th. The futures July contract, we're down below 24. For the longest time, I've been worried about 25. Now we're down below 24 with a 23.95 handle, down over 3%. Taking a look at bond prices. I'm looking at your comment, and why is it relevant that the Fed is buying inflated stocks with depreciating dollars? Yeah, because it's like a double whammy. When the stock market finally corrects, uh, hopefully they're not on margin. Uh, it's not going to be pretty because those depreciating dollars are going to depreciate even faster. Let's take a look at the metals. Because remember, those are assets on the Fed's balance sheet. At least the bonds, anyway. Supposedly, they don't own any stock. Palladium up 3/4 of a percentage point this morning. Platinum up over 1.5%. Incredible move here. Gold up nearly a half percentage point. It looks like it's going up higher. Silver up 3% this morning. We are a bit extended on RSI with an 83 handle. Now, what has come in? Good morning, RL. What has come in are the ag names. Corn has come in. Oats have come in. Soybeans have come in. So there may be an opportunity at some point in time in the near future to enter the ag names. Nat gas, which was not helped by the Buffett news last week, or the energy sector, I should say, was not helped. Up this morning by over a half percentage point. Let's go to light sweet crude. Light sweet crude moving here, up nearly 2.5%. Overbought. So my guess is, especially on the heels of Halliburton's news yesterday, that we'll see a bid under energy. And yeah, you can see that we're popping here a bit, not hugely, on energy this morning. What else do we have? Bonds. We're up this morning. I've been worried about a pop in yields. But thus far, those concerns have been for naught. But we're watching. I worry when I shouldn't be worrying, because that's when you get in trouble. If you're not worrying when you should be worrying. If that makes sense. You take your eye off the ball and you're screwed, because this market's going to move very, very quickly. And if we do see a pop in yields, who was it? Jedi. You know, that's when the opportunity is going to come to back up the truck on silver and gold, whatever commodity that you want. Now you can see that we've been putting in lower highs, and we broke down below a support level on the 10-year bond. Yeah, by and large, we're just trading overall sideways. But I think if we start breaking down below these lows here, that's when I'll become hyper focused on yields. Okay. And we're good. Let's here's gasoline popping up higher. Okay. I don't have much in terms of chart requests that was submitted. Just one. NFLX. Folks, this segment is brought to you by TrendSpider, the next generation in automated technical analysis. There's a link below, 35% off of every package that they have. And yesterday, Netflix saw an outside reversal bar but we closed right at resistance. I think if we pulled back and did a retest of 493.35, I would like it there with the stop loss just below. Because if we break and close down below that mark, we're going to come down here to 474.34. This is a weekly chart, but we still have several trading days left to go in the week, so a bit too early to hang our hat on this chart because we could easily fade or trade where we're trading at current, pull back next week, retesting support. So I wouldn't be a buyer here because the primary concern that I have is resistance immediately above. Let's see if we have any other symbols. AUMN. Disney, you got it, Jedi. Here's a weekly chart. Real pretty week thus far. You can see by this heat map that we broke out of a huge congestion area. And we're nearing not as big of a congestion area above, but it's already being reflected in the share price. That doesn't mean it can't move up higher. It probably will. The indicators on a weekly basis looking very strong, higher lows, higher highs. Daily chart. a really nice breakout on Friday, a continuation move up higher Monday. Really, there's nothing not to like here. I mean, it's a very nice chart, a bit extended. You know, would I initiate a new trade here? No. Would I stop? Would I sell? No. I think there's probably more upside here for the shares. I want to bring up a raindrop chart. This is my only concern, is that we closed off the highs of the day yesterday, and you saw net selling into the close. So just beware. It's noted by this pregnant candlestick on the right side, but in red. If it's in green, I'm more bullish. So this is a mixture of candlestick charting and VWAP, volume weighted moving average. So maybe we'll trade sideways here, then resume the uptrend. But again, I would not initiate a new trade just yet or add. Back half of the day was an outside, or was an inside reverse, inside bar. Sorry. Still early, first cup of coffee. So I like it overall. And it's probably going higher longer term. Disney. I think they just fired Johnny Depp. Okay. Disney monthly chart. Stuck in a trading range. We have resistance at 118.42. We closed at 117.79, so we're just shy. Stokes are rising. RSI is rising. Weekly chart. You can see by this heat map below, we have a lot of support down there. And a lot of resistance above at this 118.82 mark. Now, what I like to do is this, is the market sends us signals, right? So these topping tails, which are all over the place, that's the market saying, you have a lot of selling going on up there. And I would like to buy these shares once we break out and above 118.82. However, after a rally through this upper band of resistance and ideally a retest of that 118.82 mark. So a recapture, a breakout, retest, buy. Indicators are looking good. Thank you as always. Have to hit the garage gym. Have a great workout, NY. RSI looking good weekly basis. Daily chart. Not a bad setup here. But again, we need to see a breakout and a retest of 118.82. So I think that the shares are constructive. They're probably going to rally, play a bit of catch up with the rest of the market. It's a top tier name. So at some point in time, fund managers are going to find that this thing is not rallying and they're going to start pouring money into it because they need to play catch up. So Disney looking good. LVGO. I can tell you off the bat, the daily chart looks really awesome. I can't even look at the monthly chart. It's too extended. Not enough data. All right, weekly chart. No new weekly high yet. Resistance at 114.98. Extended on Stokes, but it could stay extended. Daily chart. We broke out yesterday above resistance. Now we have another resistance level immediately above. Not huge resistance. Liking the higher lows on RSI. I would look to open add on a rally and a close above 114.98. I think the shares are moving up higher. Very nice chart. Good morning, Oliver. And we'll leave off with BA. All right, so monthly chart, 173.60 is critical support. Weekly chart, what are we doing so far this week? We are down and again retesting support. I like the Stokes. They're now flattening out, albeit this is only inclusive of Monday's price action. Higher lows on RSI. I like the consolidation here. Daily chart. Despite the fact we were down yesterday, it wasn't horrible price action. We did bounce. We closed off the lows of the session. I think personally the shares can be bought with a stop loss right below this support level here at around 169 per share. Give it a little bit of room. And then add more on a rally up and through 179.35. NEE, okay, we'll make that the last one. So Boeing looking good, despite the fact it's been weak these past few days. NEE is an energy stock. I don't know. I think the energy is going to probably catch a bid. The monthly chart looks very powerful. $282.70 is stiff resistance. Where do we close? 274.33. Not enough reward for the risk to open a trade right now. Daily chart. We reversed off the highs yesterday at resistance. I would be a buyer on a pullback of support at around 265 per share. This line is rising, so that's going to change that support level. Or on a recapture, or not a recapture, on a capture of 282.70. I think the indicators are looking really good. Higher lows across the board. Daily chart. Yeah, really no change from the weekly chart view. I would wait for a pullback and or a breakout above resistance and look to add there. And with that, folks, I'm going to say everybody have a profitable trading day. If you can smash that like button, I'd really appreciate it. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And I will talk to you soon. Be well. Oliver, I did cover Bitcoin earlier. Yeah, I saw it. Looking for a pullback intra-period, intraday. And it looks like it's probably setting up as a buy. Be well, folks.